Okay. 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 All right. Sorry for that brief interlude. Okay, so we're at the Natural History Museum. Cass lingers to study the mummy when the rest of her class goes. She didn't know how she knew, but she knew. It was his dying hands, she was certain, that had written the secret on a piece of papyrus thousands of years ago, and it was the same hand with its long, bony fingers that held Cass's attention now. Though the mummy's wrists were bound to his waist, his fingers stretched upwards. Mummy fingers stretch upwards. Mummy! Fingers stretch upwards. His fingers stretched upwards, as if the mummy were straining to break free of the linen bandages, as if he wanted to touch her, to grasp her. Transfixed, she stared at the mummy's fingers. She and Max Ernest had found the ibis ring tied to a piece of shredded linen, just like the bandages that wrapped the mummy. Could the ring once have encircled the mummy's fingers?
Where's Molly's there?
The fingers were dark and crooked, with broken fingernails the color of wood. She didn't see any signs of scraping or stretching where a ring might have been pulled off, but she couldn't be certain the signs weren't there because, frustratingly, a few of the fingers in the mummy's left hand were blocked from view by a stray bandage. If only she could move the bandage aside for a second. She glanced over her shoulder. Look over your shoulder. She glanced over her shoulder. Max Ernest had turned away. Yo-Yoji was about to walk out of the glass room, taking a breath. Taking a breath, Cass leaned down and gently pulled the bandage away from the mummy's hand. Pulled the bandage away from the mummy's hand. Immediately, she noticed the index finger. Below the knuckle was a faint but discernible ring where the mummy's skin had turned black. The black ring narrowed at the sides of the finger and widened on top into a black oval. It was the exact shape of the ibis ring. Cassandra, Max Ernest, get away from there! Mrs. Johnson's voice broke Cass's concentration. What part of do not touch do you not understand? That's our principle. Cass spun around. Spin around. You can stand up. Cass spun around, her arms flailing in her attempt to distance herself from the mummy. Too late, she realized her sweatshirt sleeve had caught on something. She heard a snap, like the sound of a twig breaking, and the next thing she knew, a slim, dark projectile was flying through the air. The slim, dark projectile was flying through the air. It arced over Max Ernest's head, and as they all watched open-mouthed, it landed right in the palm of Yo-Yoji's hand. He stared at it as if he had caught a live grenade. It was the mummy's finger. Oh, no, please. A round of applause for Cass.